Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of On Point Physique Television. I'm Nigel Batten, this is Andres Lopez, personal trainer and fitness model. How many competitions have you done now, mate?
So 2 so far.
2.
Fitness model with Pure Elite 1,
Yeah.
that's the most recent show. And men's physique with UK BFF, that was September 2015.
So. Awesome stuff. Cool. So what we're going to be talking about today is a little bit about managing your personal training business, and some of you are going to want to step into the world. Not everyone, because it's not for everyone. It's a ridiculously tough end of the industry. May even look at competing on stage, men's physique, bodybuilding, bikini.
Anything that requires a prep.
Absolutely, anything that requires prep, including fitness modelling. So we're going to go into the detail about that a little bit today. Well, quite a lot, because that's what the whole episode's about. So, wow, I could really have to put my teeth in today. So, we'll start off with what sort of got you interested in the fitness industry, mate? What tickled your fancy, and what got you going for it?
So, I used to work as a lifeguard, and I was working up in a leisure club, and quite a few of my colleagues were into training, and they didn't train specifically for bodybuilding or anything, they just all ran the training. And I figured, lifeguard, good body, that's a pretty good combination. So I just started learning from them. I just started learning from them. They, to be fair, some of them, a couple of them were very, very good on their technique. They sort of perfected everything. Olympic lifting they did a lot of. And they mixed Olympic lifting, CrossFit, bodybuilding, plyometric stuff, a bit of everything. And I started learning from them, and I started in May 2013. And initially I wanted to lose the gut. I was skinny fat growing up. Lose the gut and just get in better shape. But by September I figured, actually, instead of shrinking into my muscle, I was just growing my muscle into my fat. So I from September 2013 till about end of December 2013, I just bulked in any way I knew I could. I didn't know much about nutrition at the time, and I actually took advice from a friend who was a powerlifter, and his advice was something along the lines of a pizza a day, chocolate.
If you eat everything in sight, you are going to get bigger.
It was along those lines. It did bulk me up quite a lot, but it was a lot of fat as well. But really, that's how I got started in the weightlifting stuff. I enjoyed seeing my body go through changes. I enjoyed seeing my strength go up. But really, what I really enjoyed was the confidence that it brought. Weightlifting, I think, is a massive, for anyone that has any confidence issues or any social issues, in terms of being around other people. I think weightlifting, it gives you that sort of alpha dominance. It's
a really strange thing. There is such a wide community, I think, within weightlifting. I mean, everyone supports everyone, which is a fantastic thing. I think what a lot of the viewers will find is that'll be something that they want to put forward to their clients. It's like weights is not just for those guys, that want to go and lift 200 kilos above their head, or hit that all-time big bench number. It's not just for getting bulky. It's something you're going to have to push, I think, particularly with female clients, I think.
I mean, the way I look at it is the way I push on to my clients. It's not short-term, it's a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And I've got a few clients, well, to be fair, most of them, they lack confidence weightlifting in front of other people. They lack confidence in general. And when I started working here about 12 weeks ago, the clients I had, I first picked up, comparing them now, actually they're quite happy doing box jumps in front of people, whereas before they'd think, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to stack it. And they'll quite happily go into the weights area on a Monday evening when it's absolute chaos in there. They're not bothered by that anymore. And I try and implement that whole, it's a lifestyle. You gotta plan it long term.
Absolutely, it's
and ultimately
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. I was just about to say, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Cliche.
Exactly. I got into the weightlifting side of things to try and probably build muscle and look good, but really it was only to feel more accepted into society, I guess. But along with that, it brought the confidence in, and then yeah, I sort of weightlifted until I was about 92 kilos, or bulked until I was about 92. Then I decided to get a six-pack and cut. And that went on until May 2014.
Okay.
At which point, dare I say it, got into a relationship, got comfortable, and for about for about 9 months.
Surely not. Yeah.
For about 9 months, it ended up being the only competition was who could eat more at the buffet.
Yeah.
And let's go have fun instead of go to the gym.
That is a fun competition, by the way. I've tried it. It's a brilliant time. But yeah, if you're competing, it's not.
No, definitely. At the time I didn't really know much about the lifestyle, and I did think it was a sprint, not a marathon.
Yeah.
And it was only when I got back into it afterwards that I realised that it is a marathon, and you need to take it, one step at a time, over a long period of time. Absolutely. And then February 2015 is actually when I started properly. So February 2015 I started training again, and by September I was on stage.
So at what point did you start PTing in amongst that?
So I actually started PTing. I got my qualification whilst I was at the leisure club working as a lifeguard. I got my level 2. A friend of mine, he was managing the leisure club, and he said, get your level 2. I'll give you gym hours. I'll give you a day a week.
Oh, happy days.
So I'm in the industry thanks to him. And after that, I was very, very lucky to get offered a level 3 as an MBQ. Because I was under 25 at the time, or under 24 I think it was. And yeah, I got given the opportunity to do my level 3 as an MBQ. Passed in April 2014, and I started working at the gym group.
Yeah.
To be fair, a fact that I heard the other day is most recently qualified PTs, they only last in the industry around 18 months when they go self-employed.
Yeah.
I lasted 3 or 4 months.
There's so many guys. I think that I've heard varying numbers as to exactly what the percentages of guys dropping out, but it's that first 6 months.
Yeah.
So many guys just. I mean, this is why I started up the whole web series. It's purely for those guys. I mean, come out. No one teaches you business skills on your PT qualification. No. They'll say they do, and you'll spend I think we spent an hour, 2 hours.
I was going to say, you spent a day maximum learning about your taxes, how to pick up clients and all that. And it's kind of like saying, learn how to drive in a day, learn how to do circuit driving in a day. It's you can't really, it's something that takes experience, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
First time round I collapsed faster than the Titanic. I sank faster than the Titanic. And then I went into sort of other different jobs, a bit of hospitality, a bit of retail. And only now that I've actually competed, I've prepped myself, I've been prepped by professional coaches, and I've been in the industry for a couple of years. Only now I can come into PureGym and actually, make a living out of it. And actually
pay the bills, make the living. And
and it's brilliant because, I've got that edge where other personal trainers don't, where you've got it as well, where you've competed and people will come to you because of your background, and it's a massive edge. I'm not saying competing is the right thing to do, but
it's definitely
it's certainly not for everyone. But it does give you a strength because it sets you apart a little bit from other PTs. You might have circus qualification, kettlebell, whatever, but have you ever been 4% body fat?
I haven't.
Well, thereabouts, 4 or 5% thereabouts. But that's the thing. It does separate you a little bit from the rest.
Yeah.
But it's balancing the two is difficult.
How do you feel? How did you find obviously day-to-day PT, and obviously comp prep is a massively intensive process. How did you sort of manage that process, and how did you make it sort of work around your clients?
Yeah, I mean, as selfish or selfless as you may be, anyone may be, to prep you have to be selfish to a certain degree. Things have to work around your routines. A bodybuilder's favourite thing is routine and food, but routine. It was difficult because obviously I didn't want to stay up till late in the evening, training clients, from very early hours.
Yeah.
You know, having maybe a 16-hour work day, because I wanted to go home and sleep, you know, and prep my food and stuff. So it was very difficult, you know, when at the beginning of the stage of beginning of prep, when I had the energy and stuff.
Yeah.
It was okay. You know,
you go out, you got that little bit of energy,
yeah,
a little bit of spark, and you're like, I can do this, I can do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then, you know, in the last sort of 6-7 weeks, it actually became a massive challenge. And, you know, truth is that the last 6 weeks of my prep, I didn't approach anyone, I didn't get any new clients, nothing like that.
Really?
Because I didn't feel like I had the enthusiasm behind me to go up to someone, you know, that looked like they wanted PT or something.
Yeah.
And me, you know, saying, hey, you know, I've seen you do this for a while, do you want to try a new workout? You know, I was counting with my current clients. I was counting reps sat down from a prior box. You know, and I was literally, I was like,
you get to that last stage, like the head goes foggy, you're like,
and
you become a zombie essentially.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, people saw me coming in through the main doors, and they'd be like, is that what fitness is?
Yeah, it's not a great advert to pick up clients, especially the last few weeks of comp prep.
Yeah, no, it's the last few weeks of comp prep. It has to be all about you. So suddenly business becomes secondary. Yeah. And you know, I'm quite thankful where I've got supportive family, supportive friends. And,
Thanks.
So you know, I'm quite thankful in that respect, and I'm very lucky. But if your whole family relies on your business, and you've got quite a big business, it can collapse.
Yeah,
you know, it can collapse.
So if you had lost like 1 or 2 clients in that 6-week process, where would that would have
exactly,
left you in a head of a spot, wouldn't
exactly,
it?
yeah. So you know, it doesn't matter what the business is. Could be a big business. Well, big business is probably going to be less likely to collapse. But where, you know, every self-employed person just starting out will know that they're just about breaking even pretty much every month for the first maybe year or so. Yeah. And suddenly, if you're focused on you and not on your business, like you say, if a client or 2 drops out,
they drop out.
What do you do?
You're in that mindset where you're literally just counting reps. You've got to find another client somewhere. So
and clients don't just appear. You know, that you have to try. You have to put in a lot of hours behind to get them. It's something that balancing the two was very, very difficult.
So it's definitely a case of sort of make yourself comfortable, make sure you're set before you go into combat. I think it's one of a brilliant piece of advice I got was, you know, if you're going to go into competition and you're doing PT, you need to make sure everything is squared away, like absolutely everything. Your bank balance is sorted, you're able to get your food, you've got a good set of clients that are going to stick with you.
That's the most important part, that having the clients understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, all my clients are really supportive in, you know, what I was doing and stuff, and they said, don't worry, I know you'll be fine in, you know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. I know you'll be different again. So, you know, I didn't actually lose any clients whilst I was on prep, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, the retention can go if you suddenly, you know, become a bit of a...
That's it.
You know, a bit lazy. A bit of a lazy
that one day they're like, you know, I've done my set.
And it's like you call it sleep or something. But I mean, you know, the peak week, I worked 1 day that week. Yeah. The rest of the week I had it off because I said to them, it's not fair you paying money for me to literally just count your reps. Yeah. It's not fair. So I sort of booked the rest of I moved things around, and the rest of the week was off. But because of that, I ended up losing, you know, a week's worth of wages. Yeah. So and that was only just 1 week.
I think it wasn't too bad because the time of the year for it, I think, for you.
Yeah, I mean, September, October, quite busy times of the year, so it wasn't too bad. But, you know, had it been in the summer, when it's actually quite
when you've
quiet,
not got a lot of income coming in.
It would have been, it would have driven into the ground. Yeah. So, it's the advice that I think we both give is before you commit to a prep, you have to have financial stability. You have to have work stability.
Absolutely.
And you have to have a support network as well. I think that's the most important part. Yeah. You have to have family members, friendships, partners, you know, managers, whatever, that are willing to back you up and support you, because it you know, if there's a lack of trust or just a break in the support, the mental side of things can spiral.
Mental.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it can spiral out of control.
There was definitely situations in my prep. You know, I'll be like, oh my god, I look awful, and then 2 hours later you're like, oh, I look amazing, and then 2 hours later you're like, I look awful again.
It's on prep.
Yeah.
The advice that I give is always have a coach.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
your mind, you almost go into a hallucinating stage where you look in the mirror and you think, you know, I'm 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, and I'm still so fat, and then suddenly you lower your calories even more, you up your training, and you end up, you know, overtraining and under eating. Yeah, and you know that on my first show, I actually prepped myself, and the pictures on stage, it was clear that I had done it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I looked flatter than a pancake compared to the other guys on stage. I looked about like a 10-year-old girl. So, you know, it's all because I thought in my head I was far too fat, you know, a couple of weeks before, and I upped my training and lowered my calories. But if I look back at pictures now, I thought I should have just stayed on the show.
I should have stayed where I was 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So yeah, it's you know, the advice is have a good support network, have a good, you know, sort of financial status and financial support as well, and just make sure, you know, you're willing to go all the way through it without sacrificing too much business-wise. Yeah.
So brilliant.
So
what's your biggest lesson you've learned through the whole sort of prep process?
Stay away from chocolate and Lidl.
Lidl and chocolate.
Lidl is the worst. Lidl's cheap and there's lots of bad food in there. My biggest, what was the question? My biggest piece of I'm still not fully recovered. What did I learn?
What did you learn? Your biggest lesson
the most? That's a tough question, actually. I think the biggest lesson is if you're gonna do it properly. You know, buy quality foods, have a quality coach, commit to your training, don't be lazy. You know, nothing good has ever come from doing something 50%.
Yeah.
You know, if you do 50%, you're going to get 50% results. So the best piece of advice and what I learned, because in a way, this prep for me, this recent one, I wasn't 100% into it. You know, I had, I started my business here, you know, sort of 14 weeks out or something like that, or 18 weeks out. I started my business here, so I had, you know, lots of stresses, up and downs, relationships as well. You know, I started on a bit of a level surface, and then it went up and down and up again, and finished off on a low. So yeah, it's my advice is have everything as well. My biggest lesson was you need to have a complete level ground, but it has to be high up level ground. You have to be at the top in terms of your mental sort of situation. You need to have that help there.
I think it's something I've found very, I would say my prep, going back through that, I've ploughed loads of pressure on myself, and I think most people, especially early on, that first experience you're going to get a prep, you're like, oh my god, I just want to look good on stage, but as you see yourself lean out and you see, could I win? Could I win? Could I do this? And that's the sort of mind frame that I was in. Just ploughed loads and loads of pressure on myself, and everything around me sort of like, everyone else can see what's happening to you, and they will tell you, absolutely 100% they will tell you, and they will be quite brutal about it as well.
Yeah, the bodybuilding industry is very subjective. The bodybuilding, the actual competing is extremely subjective. Yeah. You know, what's good on one weekend might not be good on another weekend, depends who the judges are and all that. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's I understand your point. Yeah. 100%.
I think I enjoyed the process. And
my second
show, bloody loved it. The whole process. I mean, okay, there was only a short gap between shows for me because I did Portsmouth, UK BFF, and then I went and did USN Classic up at Body Power. And second, mate, absolutely loved it. Second time round, let me hair down. I was like, nah, I'm just going to go and enjoy it.
And that's the bottom line.
That's the best bit.
Yeah, it's not actually what I find most enjoyable. Yes, it's stepping on stage when you work so hard and showing off your hard work. But what I find most enjoyable is actually the whole journey. Yeah. You know, because you start off at 12, 13, 15% body fat, whatever. looking looking absolutely like
it's winter. It's all right.
Yeah, the winter fluff. Looking nothing like a bodybuilder, and then you know every week you see those changes, and it develops you as a person, because you know you at the end of the prep you can turn around and say, I've just dieted for 20 weeks.
Yeah.
I've shown commitment, discipline, and respect for for the sport, and you grow as a person massively. And that's the thing, it's the journey, it's not the actual stepping on stage.
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
stepping on stage, for me anyway, that's the easy part.
Yeah, that's the bit. That's where all the hard work. All you've got to do is stand up there and.
The hard work is 10 o'clock at night, towards the end of a prep, you've had all your food and stuff, and it's like.
You get a phone call, something's pissed you off. You're like,
yeah, well,
chocolate.
yeah, and it's just like it's that whole thing of like, you can't eat. You've already eaten all your food and stuff. Preventing yourself from actually eating anymore, that control, that's the hard part, and that's the part that the next day you go to bed, the next day you wake up and think, I didn't eat that chocolate, I didn't eat that extra,
yeah, done well,
whatever.
Yeah, but I think sort of we've shown that it can be a quite a brutal process, but I think what you gain out of competing especially is that you get a massive amount of discipline, or develop a massive amount of discipline. So that will only help you post-show, particularly, and yeah, with sort of setting yourself those targets and making sure that you. So I'm seeing flashing lights on the camcorder. I'm like, so where was it? Yeah, discipline. So you're going to set yourself goals, and you're more likely to stick to your routines, your ways of getting things done, writing your programs on time. That's where it's going to help you, I think, more than anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the beginning. Personal training, starting off fresh, a company, is not easy. Combine that with a very hard challenge and task of prep.
Yeah.
You're just doubling your workload, and then you got to prioritize prep or business. If you're already settled and you have a good handful of clients that are committed to you and stuff, they won't leave.
Yeah.
But if you're just starting out, you got to make a choice: do I prep or do I run? Start my business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ultimately, business is going to give you money. Prep is going to cost you money. You're not going to. The only thing you're going to win from it.
It's not a cheap process either. So
no, well, that's a little sort of fact. I was spending near enough £1,000 a month on prep. Between food.
I feel like I did the blue and white version of comp.
Yeah, it's not cheap, and that's the bottom line. And the thing is, the guy that won the overall with Pure Elite, he was actually a PureGym trainer in London. He said to me exactly the same thing. The last 5 weeks he just cruised along.
Yeah.
But all he won the overall, and all he won was like a couple of tubs of protein powder and a couple of tubs of pre-workout and amino acid. Probably about 200 quid's worth of supplements.
Yeah. And a pro card. Yeah.
And a pro card. Yeah. But he probably spent 4 or 5 grand prepping for the show. So
that's an expensive card.
The return is you only really win money in bodybuilding if you compete at Olympia level.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a hobby.
That's the only place it comes in.
Yeah.
Alright, so I come back because me being me didn't delete all my old stuff, and I ran out of space on the video recording.
So part 2.
So part 2, we're going to go again. There are no edits. We're going to fuck it up royally, and we're going to show you everything. So, so where were we? Cost of comp prep.
Yeah, the cost of comp prep. It ain't cheap. That's the bottom line. It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
So yeah,
So
yeah,
that with your clients, the food you need, your coach as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, my coach was in London.
Yeah.
So I was having to, it was about £50 per visit. It was £20 for the check-in, about 30 quid in fuel, and obviously parking as well there.
Yeah.
I was going up twice a week, so
adds up. And then there's your entry.
Yeah, I mean, purely it's quite cheap.
Fake tan.
Good, but yeah, the hotel, the fake tan. I said let's not call it fake tan because
enhanced tanning.
Stage tan.
Stage tan.
But yeah, the entry, the hotel, the tan. It's expensive.
And then taking your mum out to dinner the night before.
Well, the night after.
Oh, did you, the night.
The night before I was on the rice cakes
I had a good meal the night before, mate. Yeah.
Was that?
I had a good meal the night before Body Power, mate. Oh, I had a lovely burger.
What, with my mum?
Shit. It's not like that. Hey, I'm not that old to cheat.
But yeah, it's the cost massively adds up. You know, by the end of the whole thing, you look at your bank account and like, well, I haven't looked at it and I don't want to look at it. But by the time you finish, it's like, okay, let's recover. I need about 100 more clients to try and recover from that.
Yeah, I think that's what scared me the most. Is I did Portsmouth and Body Powers a few weeks later, and I was like, Body Power's like a £300 weekend on its own anyway.
Yeah.
So just completed after Portsmouth, fake tan. I was like, I've got to do it again, and it's going to cost more. Oh my god! And I was waiting to a massive flap, but I was just like, sod it, won't. It's a plastic friend.
It's you know, the advice is that I think we both agree is competing. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
You got to really think about if you want to do it or not, and the reason why you want to do it. You know, and you got to find your priorities, business or competition. Yeah.
If you're doing it to purely promote yourself, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're doing it because you want to challenge yourself, you want to see how far you can go with things, and you know, everyone loves a good challenge. I mean, anyone in the fitness industry is like, hell yeah, I'm going to push myself through that. And it is not for everyone. It is a massive challenge, but make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and that come the end of the process, you've enjoyed it and you've learnt a lot, and basically, just do it for the right reasons. Do it for the right reasons.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of business, I did mention earlier on in the video that, you know, being a PT that has competed in a gym where no one else has, it kind of sets you aside from the rest. Yes, that is true. However, I haven't actually gained any clients just because
you competed.
If anything, it pushes people away, and this was some advice that I've been given by some top dogs, because it makes you look unattainable.
Yeah.
You know, say, you know, your average gym bro, Phil Heath, came along and said to him, I can make you look like me. That average gym bro was saying, no you wouldn't, like, you're something else, no you wouldn't. So I'm not going to pay you £35 an hour, because it's going to be a waste of my money. In the same way, we've got sort of someone that's just started out in the gym, probably carrying an extra, you know, 50 pounds of weight or something on them. They're going to look at someone who's just competed.
Yeah, they're not going.
And I say, I can make you look like me. They're going to go, hell no. You know, I'm never going to look like you. And it's going to put them off. So if anything, being shredded and all that and competing, it pushes people away because it makes you look unattainable.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the best thing to do is...
That's why we pick up clients in the winter when we're bulking.
and you know, it's well known for PTs, for competitors. Obviously, when they're off season, they have a lot of food, they're more happy, blah 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 blah. But they also look more relatable to other people. Yeah. You know, so business generally goes better in the winter when they're sort of fluffy and bulky. So yeah, it's you know, if you're doing it to try and increase your clientele, your business, it's completely for the wrong reason. Yeah. You know, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that.
I think the only way that sort of it works, being a competitor and going up to sort of someone who is overweight and saying, you know, if you were overweight before and you've now gone to the stage and you've competed, make sure you show them that that's where you started from. This is, say, I've used my knowledge, here's how I got to this point, and then you might seem like more attainable. It's like, oh crap, you can actually do it. And
I mean, you must have had the same after you stepped on stage. Support messages from friends, random strangers.
Absolutely.
Your inbox must have been...
Mate, I'll tell you what, a lot of the guys from, in fact, when I was in the Air Force, mate, I was a fat fuck in the Air Force, mate, I really was, especially the last sort of...
I've seen pictures.
I lost, what did I lose? I was 90 kilos, went down to 68, so for the competition. And I say that took a long time and a lot of effort, but it was like, and I hadn't even decided I wanted to compete, you know.
Yeah.
And mate, it just phenomenal. You do get lots of support.
Yeah, and that's you know, the reason I like doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I received a text message, a Facebook message the other day from a guy that I know, but you know, I used to work with him a while back, but we hadn't spoken in a long time. And he sent me a message. It was along the lines of, you know, thanks for, you know, doing what you're doing, well done on your competition. You know, I've been struggling with gym motivation recently, and I've been following all your posts online, you know, in the background stuff while I was doing my uni. And watching your videos was actually my wind down time.
Oh, sweet.
And he said, I lack a lot of gym motivation, but watching you do this, actually, it motivated me to go to the gym, and I've been going solid to the gym now for a good period of time, and I'm seeing changes.
That's good.
And I genuinely read that message with a massive lump in my throat, because
dry mouth. And
yeah, because it just, you know, it makes you think, hell, you know, you're doing it for a purpose, and it's not just for you, but actually you're showing other people that it can be done and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think any competitor's Instagram sort of page, you look at it and you think, well, that's a bit narcissist, you know, or a big ego and all that.
It's almost self.
But actually, you know, the reason my Instagram, I've got it as a timeline. You know, and I can look back at it. I can look back now at when I started, and like look how far.
Plug your Instagram. Plug your Instagram.
Andres Lopez 4. So yeah, you know, you can. I look back at my Instagram now, pictures 2-3 years ago, and I'm like, wow, I've changed so much. And you know, where I am now, I'm gonna look again in 3 years' time and say, wow, I used to be so fit, now I'm so fat.
Follow me on my journey.
Whatever happened to the lifestyle? No, but you know, I see it as a timeline, but it's great that other people see it as motivation and you know, inspiration for them to start their fitness journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, they're getting the messages and all that is great, but again, it's a journey that you do for yourself.
Yeah.
You know. The fact that someone benefited from it as well is brilliant. But yeah, it's good. Man.
Yeah,
it's
so
good.
that's it. It's another. I think that brings up another little point. Is like through your prep process, document everything.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a good habit anyway for doing that for your clients as part of their PT, seeing how they progress. Make sure you're doing it for yourself. That'll in turn make you better at doing it for your clients.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can see what works and what doesn't. So yeah, definitely, what gets measured gets managed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's
absolutely.
definitely worth it doing.
Write down all your points. What did work?
Yeah.
Highlight the stuff that really did not work, because the last thing you want to be doing is doing a bad job twice. So you know, kick that out of your next process, learn from it, and so use that information on your next clients.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, with clients, it's a little bit. The mentality when I first started, you know, not my business here, but thinking about running a business, I thought, great, all my clients I'm going to have, they're all going to be, you know, prep type diet, strict with their diet.
Yeah.
The real side of things is that, you know,
your
45-year-old,
maybe
you know,
down the road, she don't want a prep diet.
No, you know, 45-year-old Mandy that's got 2 kids and you know whatever. She's not going to want to eat chicken and cod and tuna, you know, 5 times a day.
For 3 days, and guarantee she'll be straight on the Big Mac and chips.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, it works great if you're going to prep again or something, but and certain things, you know, certain protocols like carb cycling or whatnot, that works great for clients. But in terms of like a structured meal plan for a client, you know, most people will enjoy going out for dinner with their friends and family on a weekend. They'll enjoy a glass of wine here and there. On prep, that does not happen.
Yeah.
So you gotta sort of think, hold on, I was in prep.
Yeah.
I was doing it for, you know, a show. I was going to step in front of judges and in front of a couple of hundred people.
Yeah.
You know, Dave over there, or whatever, he's doing it for the sole purpose of you know, just feeling fit and feeling confident and losing a bit of weight. He doesn't want to step in front of 150 people, 200 people.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to be turning out to work with no brain function either. So
that's the thing, I look great, but I have no brain.
Your clients have got jobs. they're trying to pay you. They need to earn the money to pay you. So keep their mind ticking and give them some good food. Not good
advice is keep carbs in their diet. The moment you cut carbs out, that's it. They start complaining and they'll drop off. But it's clients are completely different from someone who's prepping. From a competitor, their clients are normal people in a way. If you're prepping, we're a little bit crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's quite a nice surprise when you write up a diet plan and your client looks at you and goes, I can eat that. I'm allowed that. That's carbs. It's like,
It's like dark chocolate is great for the body, it's an antioxidant, 80% of rough cocoa, it's great for the body, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden they're like, well, I can eat chocolate, and like,
just not a whole bar.
Just not a whole bar, like a couple of squares, here and there, whatever. That's fine, but
I've
not a whole
done
bar.
That.
Oh mate, no. I've never eaten a whole bar.
No, not once.
I think there'd be like a half an hour video if we started talking about food, literally just talking about food.
Things we ate but shouldn't have. I think we'll do that another day.
Mate, if we had to talk about the binges that I'm sure you've gone through some binges as well.
Yeah, man.
The binges that we've both gone through.
Yeah. I'm hungry now.
I've just eaten before the interview and I'm
hungry again. Mate, carnage.
But yeah, it's you got to treat clients completely differently to how you would treat yourself or someone who's going to compete.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a completely different
unless
lifestyle.
they're competing themselves, and if you're going to train anyone that's looking to compete, make sure you've been through that process a lot because. Training someone to compete and getting to know the competition process as well. If you do one show, there's a lot of guys out there that do one show and seem to think that they can train anyone to go through the process. You need to be doing loads of shows. You need to be well aware. You need to be going away and doing courses on proper sports nutrition, not that half an hour thing you just covered on your PT course.
Not going on bodybuilding.com and seeing like 50 different articles and stuff.
You really, really need to be making sure that you know what you're talking about with comp prep, because you come to a stage and it's not a healthy process on its own.
No.
And if you're making that unhealthy process even worse, you're really affecting someone's health. So you've really got to think about that before you start taking on clients for things like competition prep. And same again, taking on normal clients, if you're giving them food advice, if you've just done a level 3 PT course, you're not a qualified nutritionist, right? So you shouldn't be going into deep complexities. If you know about calorie deficit, calorie excess, that's your playing field. That's where you should be targeting your diet plans. A little bit of macros balance, why not?
As a PT, I think that the sort of terms and conditions is that you can give advice about nutrition, but you can't give a nutrition plan.
Exactly.
You can't say to someone, you have to eat this, and this, because as a PT you're not taught about diabetics and intolerances and all this and all that, and all of a sudden if you've got a client, for a classic one that a lot of PTs struggle with is vegetarians.
Yeah,
I think when you've got a vegetarian.
Where do I get this protein?
Yeah, I was going to say
there's so many carbs.
At the peak of my prep, I was eating about 500 grams of protein per day. Where the hell do you find 500 grams of protein if you're a vegetarian?
Well, here's some.
Yeah, it's literally like, how do you write that diet plan? So as a PT, you taught the very, very basics. To put it into perspective, in Spain, to be a personal trainer, it's a university degree.
Yeah.
Here, to be a personal trainer, it's
about 6-week crash course.
It's about $1.5 grand and a 6-week crash
course.
Weekends, yeah. So you can become a PT easily, and it's actually a very oversaturated market. Saying that, in 10 years' time, the demand for a personal trainer is going to be huge, because the rate at which the UK is sinking because of the obese people on it.
Yeah, the population's growing. And
the country's sinking.
The country's sinking.
The demand is going to be huge. But again, a PT doesn't make you a nutritional expert. It doesn't make you a sports-specific trainer or something. It allows you to make life changes to people's routines and habits. But ultimately, you got to be really careful, because someone's paying you money and trusting you with your choices. If you make the wrong choice, you can really screw someone over.
Yeah,
you know, you can cost someone their job, you can cost someone their house.
Yeah.
Ultimately, so as a PT, you got to be very careful, and you got to find that balance between. If like you got to be honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
If you don't know it, don't recommend it. And that's what you said earlier. You know, try something before you then recommend it. I've done carb cycling. I've done low carbs. I've done high reps, low reps. I've done, you know, pretty much everything in the sort of bodybuilding industry and the fitness industry. So have you.
Yeah.
I can quite happily recommend a client who's, you know, looking to do a bit of weight loss. Calorie deficit, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But keep the carbs in.
Yeah, keep the
you know,
carbs.
maybe a little bit of carbs cycling.
We like the carbs. Carbs are friends.
Carbs are carbs are friends. But yeah, you know, you gotta make sure. I completely lost my train of thought. Now I'm thinking about carbs. Now I'm thinking Dominoes.
Talk. Chips.
Yeah, my head just went. But yeah, you've got, you know, people pay you for money and they expect results from you. You got to make sure you give them the right tools, you know, and
right, stick to what you definitely know.
Stick to what you know. If you don't know it,
go learn it.
Go learn it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
You know, don't be afraid to ask. I mean, you've got free advice here on Point Physique, but you know, don't be afraid to ask the bigger guy how he got his big chest, kind of thing. Don't be afraid to ask.
If he offers you a syringe, don't take it. It's not the right advice you want to be giving out.
Especially if it's like a sunflower oil pot behind it or something.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons I sort of set up on Point Physique television was, I mean, there's those mentoring schemes out there that absolutely floor people with really ridiculous advice. And I'll go on about it again and again because it's something that really, really ticks me off. But there are good guys out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say just couple of names out there. I mean, I've learnt a lot of my stuff. Say I'm reading books off of people like Phil Lerney, Jamie Alderton, people like that. Go out there, learn. Get recommendations from people as to where they've learned from, and that will help you sort of learn those areas that you were sort of unsure about or think you need to know more about before giving advice. I think.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so much. Thing is, the internet, it's got so much free content. You can learn so much from the internet, and you know, like you said, I learned a lot from Jamie Alderton myself. You know, those of you who might
Jamie,
follow,
you best come on this show now that we've plugged you twice.
Yeah,
and
I've still got to beat him at the Carb Killer Challenge.
Yes, you do. Yes, I'm going for
I said to him that I'll go to Grenade Fit and beat him in his own ground, but he was quite confident of the reply he gave me. But no, you know, those of you who follow Jamie on Snapchat, you'll know that he drops so much knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
You follow him on Snapchat, and it's just every day there's just new things that you're learning. And with him, it really is a school day every day.
But keep watching this while you're watching Jamie.
Definitely. But yeah, you know, there's so much free content, and you know, knowledge is power. And as cliche as that sounds, it really is. And the more knowledge you have, the more power you have, the better you'll be able to help your clientele. The better you help your clientele, the better the results, the more clientele you're going to get. Ultimately, the results that you give your clients, that's your advertising right there. Because you know, clients that dropped suddenly 30 kilos, you know, in the space of 6 months or whatever, or 12 months, their friends are going to say, "Wow, you look amazing. What did you do?" Yeah. And they're going to say, "Oh, there's this great PT over such and such."
In fact, I had a friend, he's quite local to here, he lost a lot of weight, and it was over the course of a year, he'd done it nice and steady, but I hadn't seen him for sort of 2 years. The last I saw him, he was morbidly obese, he was huge. The next time I saw him, he looked, you know, just like your average in-shape guy. And you're like, what the hell's happened to you, man?
Yeah.
And he was like, I had a personal trainer. I was like, get me his name, get me his name, I want to find out. And that's coming from another trainer. You're like, that's like some funky magic been worked there. And, you know,
and that's the thing, is old school personal training is all about referrals.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's how you got clients referred from other, you know, your current clients. Nowadays it's all about, you know, Instagram posts, befores and afters, and offering online coaching and all this and all that. But you know, the old school method is let your results speak.
Yeah,
you know, the referrals are going to be your new clients. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there for today. Andre, mate, it's been awesome.
Absolute pleasure.
Guys, thank you for watching, and by watching on Point Physique Television, you've been keeping yourselves and your clients on point. Stay awesome. See you soon.
Boom.
Boom. Cheers, man.
Alright, man. Well done.